Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Aquarius, where we shake up our thinking. We get that opportunity to connect with insights, creative new ideas, and that breath of fresh air that brings in new possibilities. We also later in the day have a first quarter moon. The sun in Scorpio, the moon in Aquarius forming their square in fixed signs. We'll take a look at how we can think about that. I am Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, November 8th. And with the energy of the moon moving through Aquarius, we are focused on thinking, ideas, mental processes, but thinking really in terms of the higher ideas, the creative thinking, the outside of the box thinking, and new possibilities, being innovative, shaking things up. And thinking in terms also of freedom, of equality, of what it means, what it looks like to be that force for freedom, for equality, how to think about yourself and your own ideas as a contribution to the bigger picture of themes of freedom and equality and equal rights and all of the things and ideas and ideals and bigger picture principles that we can move into thinking about the future. And Aquarius, as a sign of the zodiac, has to do with future oriented thinking. It is getting us to think about where we're headed, not where we've been. So thinking about what's possible, where we want to go, what are our ideals, our visions for the future? What is like the vision if we really get outside the box of the limitations of our current thinking and open to, what would things look like if we really had the ability to create them? And so thinking also for yourself about how to connect with your own higher ideas, your own vision for the future, and what it means to live your life in accordance with that vision in a way that is creative and productive and helps to be part of creating that future, not just as a fantasy, right? But as a project, as something you are actually working toward, investing in, taking all the little baby steps to be part of. And with today's energy, thinking also in terms of your own thinking, your own ideas, your own belief system, the way that your thoughts percolate through your own inner dialogue, right? How you talk to yourself. And so, how can you take that conversation with yourself up a notch? How can you believe in yourself a little bit more? How can you support yourself to connect with your own higher consciousness and your own ability to shake things up and think creatively? So thinking about thinking and bringing in higher level thinking. We are also, as I mentioned, reaching the first quarter moon. And so that's when, obviously, it's 1/4 of the moon cycle, and it's when the moon forms its square with the sun. And interestingly enough, we see a half moon in the sky because, of course, a full moon cycle goes from nothing, no moon, right? New moon, and we don't see the moon, and to the first quarter where it's half full, to the full moon, which is halfway through the cycle, but the moon is full, to 3/4 where it's half full again, and back to the new moon where we complete the cycle. So we're in the Scorpio moon cycle. We are doing this deeper work, this work beneath the surface of transformation, of tapping into our deeper truth, our deeper power, letting what has been unconscious come into our consciousness, into the light of day. And so as we head later in the day into this exact first quarter moon, which will be after 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Pacific time. I don't have the exact minute in front of me, but that gives you an idea. And at 17 degrees, Scorpio, Aquarius. So if you're on the East Coast, we're looking at more like the 1 a.m. after midnight time on Saturday. So anyway, Friday night, we have this first quarter moon, and the first quarter moon is pressure. It is asking us to step up our game. It is asking us to choose a higher consciousness. And so this energy is saying, is pushing us into places where we must recognize where our old thinking isn't going to cut it anymore. And so that feeling of, it can feel challenging or frustrating or like just like things are not working or flowing easily. But the purpose of that in our lives is to ask us to get creative, to think creatively. And in this case, we're looking at the Aquarius moon. So we're talking about shifting our thinking, bringing in creative new thinking and ideas, and connecting with a higher consciousness where new possibilities dwell, right? Just because we feel our limitations doesn't mean there isn't a solution. It's just that that solution hasn't occurred to us yet. And the Aquarius moon combined with the first quarter moon at first quarter brings us the feeling of being pushed into a need to expand our thinking, expand into new possibilities, and shift to some creative thinking that shakes things up, that maybe breaks the old mold and allows us to bring in new possibility. So that's how to think about today. Self-care ideas might include um, clearing your mind, clearing your head of the old ways of thinking, and sometimes just staring out the window can be the best way to just let go. Think about how you fill up your mind with the thoughts of the day, right? Whether it's what you have to do or how you're going to do it or trying to uh, coordinate or think things through. And then also, what are your default assumptions and expectations? So when you stare out the window, you're emptying your mind. And that's what you want to think about. What can you do today to empty your mind of those old patterns and routines of thinking? Because we want to access the higher ideas, not the everyday problems, but the bigger picture solutions. All right. Thanks for being here. I am Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thanks for being here and subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'm here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care, giving you this perspective of what the planets are telling us in terms of how to best serve our own healing, growth, self-care, self-awareness, and stepping into our highest potential. So thanks for being here. I will see you next time. Bye for now.